There's a difference in, I suppose, talking about something or even seeing something online. There's a huge difference between that and the physical and the tangible. I'm very pleased to say that I have in my hand, in fact, I can smell it, the latest book from Tanya Unkovich, From Grief to Greatness. Tanya, isn't that a wonderful feeling after all that you've invested into it to have tangible books that you can sell, that you can give away, that you can celebrate with friends and family?
Absolutely, and I'm holding one in my hand as well, and it is a wonderful feeling, you know. So I do feel really good holding it.
Yeah, certainly. Now, of course, this is something that you have invested in. Not only, I suppose, telling your own story, parts of that is difficult, but something which you've shared over the weeks with Rima listeners and conversations with myself and Diane. But also, I mean, this is something that you've invested in a long time ago. It's been a long time since it was on your laptop to being able to hold the books in the hand. That's been quite the journey, hasn't it?
It sure has, and I actually kept adding to it every year as God blessed me with more content.
Yeah.
It was like, this isn't finished yet. And, you know, it finished up with the passing of my mum and dad, you know. So
Hmm.
it was really interesting how I just had to live through more in order to put that in the book. So a lot of life experience and also getting it down on paper for sure. A
Now,
lot of work.
now we have unpacked some of the themes and the chapters from the book previously in our conversations, but on Sunday afternoon, very much a celebration. And given some of the serious and weighty themes to the book, some people might think, well, the topics about the grieving process, celebration seems out of sorts, but actually, particularly when it comes to your family, celebration is very much at the centre of life.
It is indeed celebrating with food and lots of noise. Yes, there's a little bit of a joke. If you come to the Unkovic household, bring your earmuffs. But it's the Croatian way. So, yes, it's about, we celebrate a lot with food, and it's a legacy I'm so happy that my mum's passed on to me.
Yeah, no, and wonderful to be doing that, to take, I suppose, the grieving process, the missing those that we love, and saying, hey, let's do something which honours their memory, that celebrates that, and let's take that and move that forward in a positive way. Fantastic to be at the book launch event at your place on Sunday afternoon. Diane Campbell was there as well, and a whole room full of people. And I have to give special mention to Thomas, who is your sometimes co-host on these regular chats that we have. I'd heard him before, but I hadn't met Thomas until Sunday. I must say that was the highlight of my weekend, Tanya. Sorry, but
Yeah.
but Thomas is a star.
He is a star. Everyone loves him. He feels just like a sheepskin rug, doesn't he? I mean, you can see him in the pictures, and he's so beautiful. But everyone says, oh, my goodness, he's even more beautiful in real life. So
Certainly.
it was a big day for him, and he slept most of yesterday. I think he was just exhausted. It was all a bit much for him.
Yeah, no, not used to the celebrity lifestyle, perhaps. Hey, I mean, this has been quite the process for you, as I mentioned, but I suppose finding the thing that God has called you to do, finding that particular purpose. Now, you've worked that out through the way in which you help people, through your ministry, through your organisation, but also perhaps particularly recently through books. This is the thing that is the purpose you're called to do. This is where you find a lot of meaning.
It's not only meaning, but also joy. You
Okay.
know, when I stop and ask myself, what do you really love doing, Tanya? It is writing, and I love talking about God. I love helping people out of suffering. I love helping people find peace again. So it's often through writing or through speaking, interviews, all of that sort of thing. That's why I keep my YouTube channel going.
Yeah.
And, you know, I suppose it's about being fulfilled. There is much to say about achieving in life, but unless fulfillment is attached to it, it's not as great, you know. So it's been a long time coming,
Hmm.
and never give up on a dream, because it was always a dream of mine to write a book, and here's number 4. So never give up on your dream.
Certainly. Now, I mean, different people will have different things in terms of, I mean, like you say, not just fulfillment, but going beyond that into joy. And I mean, that's
Mm.
something else that you're involved with as well as the book writing, helping people to in some ways, write their own stories, even if it's not physically written down, finding their purpose, finding their joy, finding the thing that they were called to do.
Yeah, and part of that process is finding meaning in the life experiences that you have had. So people often come to me when they're in pain, and we reframe their adversity, we reframe the pain and see it as a gift in
Yeah.
a way, because somehow you are going to be able to turn that around and contribute back to mankind, whether it be one person at a time or
Hmm.
10 people at a time. It's how you can use that experience and then serve mankind, but also to have fun in the process as
Yeah.
well, and not make it too serious.
And you finding that joy in the process, even if it's quite a serious thing you're involved with. Now, the latest book is called From Grief to Greatness, The Art of Overcoming Adversity. I mean, not wanting to make it simplistic, but in your experience, would the greatness be possible without the grief? Is that part of what it means to achieve what we're called to do?
Well, don't wait for grief in order to find your
Okay,
greatness.
yeah.
Put it that way. You know, many people stay stagnant in life because they haven't felt that depth of pain.
Hmm.
Sometimes they just carry on at mediocre. I'm saying if you're feeling a little bit bored or a little bit stuck, give yourself the permission to reach for greatness now.
Yeah.
I mean, life is bound to dish out something painful to you eventually. We all get it,
Don't
right?
ask for it. Don't pray for it. That's
Yeah,
for certain.
yeah.
Yeah.
Don't feel I haven't been through anything bad yet in life. I haven't suffered too much adversity.
Yeah.
There are tools in this book to help you strive for greatness. And whatever greatness looks like for you, it may even help you find clarity on what greatness means.
Yeah. No,
So don't wait to enjoy your life.
it is a very practical book as well, and I love the fact that, yes, it is your story, but it meets people where they're at in terms of their own story and their own journey, and gives them practical steps on how to assess where they are at and move forward into what happens next in their life. The book, From Grief to Greatness. Now, we have got some copies to give away. Tanya, thank you so much for your generosity in that regard. But if people listening to the program at the moment, if they wanted to find out more about your ministry or look at purchasing a book for themselves and one for a friend, perhaps, what's the best way of doing that?
You can get it off my website, tanyaunkovich.com, or from grieftogreatness.com, and I will courier it to your doorstep.
Tanya, thank you so much for what you do. Thank you for your hospitality in the weekend. Say hi to Thomas from me, and thanks for being on the program today.
You're welcome.